The sad fact is that Russia has troops encircling Ukraine, and they're exposed on almost every front. But my estimate, based on the late troop movements into Belarus, is that Vladimir Putin decided that he wanted to get to the capital sooner rather than later. We could be down to a matter of days, not weeks, for that potential invasion.
All right, we have a lot of Americans there. Like last count, it was thousands. Fox News alert on this now. President Biden is declaring that under no circumstances would he send American troops into Ukraine, even to evacuate those American citizens if Vladimir Putin invades. Right now, Russia and Belarus are holding major military exercises along the Ukraine border. About 30,000 Russian troops are taking part of that. Remember, they have a lot more than that. And Russian troops now surround the country on 3 fronts.
Scenarios would you put American troops to rescue and get Americans out?
There's not. That's a world war. When Americans and Russians start shooting at one another, we're in a very different world than we've ever been in.
Lucas Tomlinson in Ukraine now. Lucas.
Harris, the White House says President Biden is on the phone at this moment with NATO leaders regarding the situation here in Ukraine. In neighboring Poland, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson issued the following warning.
Were Russia to be so foolish to make the catastrophic mistake of invading any part of Ukraine, the Ukrainian army, which themselves number about 200,000, maybe 150,000 in reserve, they will fight, and there will be bloodshed.
The Russian defense minister releasing this video for the start of joint military exercises with Belarus. Tanks moving across an open plain and air assault as well. The big question here in Ukraine's capital, Harris, what happens when these drills end? Do the Russians go home? Do they invade Ukraine? Do they come here to Kyiv? U.S. officials say an invasion would be bloody. Tens of thousands killed, up to 5 million Ukrainians made into refugees. To protect NATO's nations on Ukraine's border today, the U.S. Air Force announced it's sending F-16 fighter jets from a base in Germany to NATO ally Romania, which borders Ukraine to the south. I spoke to the former head of U.S. Army Europe. I asked General Hodges what's Putin's motivation behind this buildup on Ukraine's border.
He sees the idea of a Ukraine that begins to look like Poland or Estonia in terms of freedom and prosperity on his border. That's a real danger for him, because then Russian people are going to say, well, why don't we have that? Why is our life so bad compared to how it is in Ukraine? That's the danger he's concerned about.
Another shipment of weapons arrived here today in Ukraine, including American Javelin anti-tank missiles. Harris?
Lucas, thank you very much. A lot of good information to get me going.